Go, Christina. We are live. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, everyone popping in.
Morning.
Nice to see all of your names popping up on the screen. Happy Thankful Thursday. The week just flies by, doesn't it? All right. As people are popping in, I want to introduce Max. Max is our Get Set Up TA for today. Yay, thank you, Max, so much. Max will be here to monitor the chat box. He will be here if you have any questions about the Get Set Up website or any questions about registering for your next class. So that's Max's gig for the day. So great. I will share my screen as everyone is popping on. Good morning. All right. Today is Thankful Thursday. I mean, I love every day, and everybody who practices with me knows that I name the days of the week. And today is Thankful Thursday. And I love like just all day thinking, oh, it's Thursday, Thankful Thursday, right? So just to recognize gratitude. So thank you for being here. Today, I am teaching yoga for beginners. Now, this class is not just for beginners. It's for all of us who want to understand the poses for our bodies, right? Because even if we've practiced for decades, we could have had injuries, we could have had surgeries, and now we need to make different modifications for different poses. This is the class for you because we break down the poses that we work on in this class. We break them down, and then we figure out the correct cues and modifications, well, the correct ones to keep us safe. And then if there are additional cues and modifications to make for your body to keep you safe and feel empowered and confident to practice in a flow class, knowing that you understand the concept of what we're doing, which is empowering, right? And that you're comfortable and that you're safe, right? Because people who are coming to yoga for the first time, and even coming to yoga with a new teacher, it's kind of like a foreign land, right? There's all these different poses that nobody's really, you're not accustomed to. There's different language, right? The Sanskrit pose names that nobody knows what they're doing. So it is so common to be uncomfortable when you come into a new language, a new workout. So I invite everybody just to accept that and just be like, okay, I'm learning here. So I'm glad you're here. So yes, it's all about safety. Everybody who practices with me knows I am about keeping us safe and feeling empowered and confident in this practice. We will always in all my practices, we start with a pranayama, a breathing technique. We use different ones. It's always takes a couple moments to just ground us, right? Just bring us into the present moment, connect us to our mind, body, and soul, because that's what yoga is about. And then we start. So I'm Christina. I am your guide for the day. I am from Long Beach, California. I am not outside today, especially for this class, because I've been teaching virtual yoga since the third week of March of 2020. And I teach everything from meditation to power yoga, which is like boot camp for yoga, and everything in between, right? And I have a big TV on top of my computer so that I can see people, and it helps me really keep people safe. So if you see me looking up, it's not because I have eye issues. It's just because I'm making sure everybody is in proper alignment. I am a certified yoga, meditation, and spin instructor. My background is in breathwork, coaching, Reiki, massage therapy. I was a hairdresser for 28 years. And I am all about community. I am all about supporting each other in a community. And this virtual community for the last year and a half has brought so much comfort and connection to my life. So I'm so grateful for all of you. And I've only been here at Get Set Up the end of March. Yeah. So I'm still kind of new, but so many regulars, and every class, somebody pops in new, and it's very exciting. So yeah, it's fun. And yoga, I am really the definition of yoga is the connection of mind, body, and soul. And I have found in my life, in my practice, that is the one, like this avenue that with breath, that brings me peace, fulfillment, little clarity of mind, and feeling like I'm connected to my divine self. So that's why I do what I do. And I'm so happy to share it with you here. So at Get Set Up, we learn from each other. And ideally, having your cameras on really does help me help you. Like I said, I have this camera up here. If you're not comfortable, I totally understand. But please, all of us, even if you have your cameras on, maybe I'm not seeing something, your camera's at a different angle, you are welcome. If you have a question, if something isn't working for your body, put it in the live chat, and Max will be monitoring that for us. But if Max or I aren't seeing that chat in a timely manner for your body, please unmute yourself, because this class in particular, very interactive. So please unmute yourself and ask me. So Christina, what did you mean about that? So Christina, this felt weird here. And what did you say about your feet position? So please don't hesitate to ask, because that's what this class is all about. And your question could be what every single other learner is wondering as well. Okay? All right. We are live streaming today. So everybody wave to our live streamers. Hey, live streamers. Hey, next time when you register for the class and then join us live. And then you can ask questions about certain poses you're wondering about or whatever you'd like. And finally, Get Set Up does not get paid to promote any specific products, even though, especially in this class, we talk about products. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. Hi. Okay, so before we start, a couple questions. Does anybody have any medical issues, recovering from surgeries, injuries that I need to know about to keep us safe on the mat today? Okay. If there's anything that your medical professional has said, back off from that, don't do that. Please listen to your doctor. I give cues, but if it isn't working for your body, you just don't do it. Your body is your best guide, right? I'm here guiding the class, but your body is the ultimate guide. So listen to your body, right? We've been in this body for decades. We know when we're pushing it too much for injury. We know when we're pushing it and gaining strength. We understand that. Hold on one moment. Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Michelle, do you want to is your volume up on your computer? Max, can you assist her with that? I think that might be it, because everyone else can hear me. So that could be it. Hi, Liz. Okay. So yes, listen to your body, listen to your doctors. And does anybody have any requests for today? Any poses that have been like, gosh, I really want to get this. I want to hone in on it. No requests? You're leaving it all up to me? Okay.
all up to you.
Madge, do you have a request?
No, I said it's all up to you. Whatever you do.
It's all up to me. Babette, do you have a request? Somebody has to have a request. I love incorporating requests into my practice.
Oh, I've got one.
It's-
Are you
What?
going to do Shavasana?
yeah, we're going to do Shavasana.
You add a twist on a reclining twist.
Okay, a reclining twist. Great. That's a great one for this class. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Babette. So funny, Babette. All right, Babette, you just do what you can and follow along. You'll be great. I know you.
Christina,
Yes,
can we focus on the like the lunge for the knees? And what, because I still, even though I'm doing it sometimes, I still feel like I'm stressing my knees. So I know I'm doing something wrong and I don't know what it is.
Okay, great. I mean, not great that you feel like that, but that's a great pose. Oh yeah. Everybody wants Shavasana today. I love you guys. Awesome. All right. I will mute all only because I don't want any sound in the background to disturb us, but I want you to know that this is an interactive class and you are welcome to unmute yourself and communicate with me and others at any time, okay? So we'll start on the mat. We will start, you know what we'll do today? We will start in Shavasana. So find your Shavasana today, right? See how it's a good relationship, right? We will start in Shavasana. So, oh, I love Shavasana too, you guys, I really do. All right, so Shavasana, you can have your legs long. The arms out wide by the body with the palms facing up. If your legs are out long, because the key to Shavasana is that the back is connected to the mat, okay? So if you need to put pillows or blankets under your knees to support your back connected to the mat, please do that. You can also bend your knees, walk them out mat distance, and then splay the knees in. That gives your lower back an awesome amount of support. So when we're here, close your eyes and really wherever you land with your lower body in Shavasana, feel the small of the back connected to the mat. And then tuck one shoulder in and then tuck the other shoulder in. It's just to give you a little heart opener here. And then gently tuck the chin so that your cervical spine is resting. And then close your eyes. Let's start with 2 cleansing breaths. So we will take a deep inhale through the nose. We will exhale it out the mouth. One more at your own pace. And then if it's comfortable, gently close your lips as well as your eyes, beginning to connect with your Ujjayi breath, nostril breathing. Slow down the breath. Maybe you can count the inhales and count the exhales. And maybe every couple breaths, you add a count. Feel the rise and fall of your body. See if you can add one more count on each inhale and exhale. Notice if your exhale is just organically longer than your inhale. Staying just as you are. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Bring the arms overhead. Extend the legs long. Come into a nice big body stretch. Shimmy side to side. And then draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in and gently rock side to side. Pause in stillness. Place the soles of the feet on the mat. Walk the hands out to a T. Tuck your shoulder blades again. Make sure everything is tucked. And then walk your feet out in that distance. From here, we will take an inhale. And when you inhale, I want you to engage your core. Bring your navel into the spine. Engage those inner thighs. And on your exhale, with control, slowly lower the knees to the right. They don't have to make it all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lift the knees back to center. Exhale, slowly lower them to the left. This is called windshield wipers. And this gives our lower back, our hips, a gentle warm up and twist. So the key is that you keep the small of your back pressed into the mat. You use your core engagement. When you inhale, you engage mindfully. And when you exhale with control, you lower the knees from one side to the other. Do one more on each side. And we will meet with knees in the chest, squeezing them in stillness, gentle. That was a gentle twist flow to warm up the back and the hips, rock side to side to say good morning to your inner thighs. Right, for those of you who practice with me regularly, you know how we talk about our inner thighs all the time. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, lift the legs up to the ceiling like your legs up against the wall. Draw your arms up and just point and flex your toes and bring the palms to the ceiling and then down to your body, warming up our ankles and our wrists. Twirl them in circles here one way. Twirl them in circles the other way. Point and flex again. Close your eyes. I want you to feel the back of the calves, the back of the ankles. Twirl them again. I know heat is building. Reverse the circles. Take a deep inhale. Grab onto your hamstrings, grab onto your calves, whatever feels good, and then straddle out those legs and point and flex here. How does it feel different, right? Body awareness. Roll them one way. Reverse the circles. Pause in stillness, bend the right knee, keep the left knee straight. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, switch. Bend the left knee straight to the right. And then keep alternating. Each exhale, we switch. We bend the opposite knee and straighten the other. Good morning, legs. Gently warming up the body, priming, getting ready, lubricating our joints. One more time each side, and then we'll hug those knees in. Now, we will do spiral rolls coming up only if that works for your spine. If spiral rolls do not work, come up to a comfortable seated position and we will meet there. Otherwise, palms are behind your hamstrings. You tuck your chin and you just begin rolling on that spine. Big breaths. And we meet. I always feel like a little kid when I do that. All right, from you're seated, let's come right into tabletop. Okay, first I want to ask a question. Does anybody have any questions about our windshield wipers or Shavasana? Did everybody feel the small of their back connected to the mats? Everybody engaged, doing windshield wipers? Okay, great. Now we're gonna do tabletop. We're gonna do a couple spiral rolls back and forth. And stack your joints, wrist creases in line with the mat. Have your fingers spread wide. Press between the thumb and the index finger. Why, Christina? Because, because we don't want you rolling out to the edges of the hand where your nerves are, right? So your wrist crease right here is the number one, and the mat is the number one. And then rotate those inner elbows forward. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Your knees are under your hips. And find that nice long spine. Bring the neck in line with the spine. Bring the navel in towards your spine as well. Tabletop can be a very active pose. So your gaze is down, so you're not stressing out your neck. I'm reading a question. Okay. Got it. We'll do that today too, Babette. Thank you for asking. From here, we'll inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, the heart, and the gaze. This is our cow pose. So in our cow pose, I'll lift my shirt. We keep the rotated elbows in. We keep the shoulders away from the ears, and we exhale. We hollow out the belly. We dome the shoulders, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Coming into this is cat pose. And then inhale through your tabletop. And exhale into your cat. And inhale through tabletop into cat. One more at your own pace, each pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, tabletop, cow pose. And exhale. Child's pose comes in, cat pose comes into child's pose. Roll those wrists. Sway side to side. And pause here. From here, we'll come into tabletop. From tabletop, we will lift that right knee, draw it off to the side, and then however you can get it here, bring it between the hands. So I'm going to be in a couple different angles so you can see. So here's the front angle. So you can come up for a minute, or if this, and also put a blanket or a pillow under the left knee if it bothers you, just so you know, I'm on two thick mats. So my knees are cozy, right? So I understand that you might not have that. So put a blanket or a pillow under your knees. They also have yoga foam pads for your knees. So when I say this, whatever leg is forward, I will say shift. So in this case, it's the right, shift the right hip back and the left hip forward. Because the more parallel our hips are to the wall, the easier our balance will be, right? So make sure, and sometimes when that right hip, whatever leg is forward, can you see my right hip shooting forward? Oh my gosh, how am I going to have balance? Because my hips are off center. Can everyone see that? Okay, and now look. Oh my God, I feel so much more stable. Okay. Then the right knee is either directly above the ankle or behind. You can be behind as well. Maybe, Charlotte, you need to be a little bit more behind the knee than you are, right? Maybe for some of us, this is even too much of an extension. So try backing off and coming a little bit behind the knee. What we never, ever want, two things. We never want our knee to be beyond our ankle. Oh, please don't do that to your poor little patella. And also, we want to make sure that that knee is tracking the second toe. That's a great visual, tracking the second toe. Even when we straighten the knee can wobble side to side. When your knee splays side to side, you can do that and feel. your muscle imbalance, right? The hips are like, whoa, everything's gonna be like, whoa, unstable. And it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing for our bodies to feel, right? So we keep that knee tracking the second toe, we straighten, we bend, and it stays tracking the second toe. Okay, you come off that knee, unmute yourselves. Does anybody, we'll move through a sequence, don't worry, but I just want to ask, does anybody have any other questions about that? Okay, did all those cues make sense? So if your knee is bothering you, even if it's above the ankle, back it off and see how that feels. Okay, so we'll come back into tabletop. We'll lift that left knee, draw it around, and just get that left foot in front however you can. So here, your fingers are on the mat. Awesome place for a block, you guys, right here at any level, right? Because the key to this runner's lunge is to have a nice long spine and the neck in line with the spine and the shoulders back and down. We don't want to be hanging out like here. Do you see the difference? My shoulders are hunched, my neck, oh, so much stress on my neck. I can't even do that for long. See the difference? And plus it's empowering and engaging. My core is engaged. My inner thighs are engaged. So if you have blocks, you can use blocks, you can use books, you can use boxes. Well, only if they're full of something, because if they're empty, you'll just crash down. So be careful. All right, so this is our nice low lunge. The right hip is coming forward and the left hip is back. So your hips are neutral. Scissor in those inner thighs, right? That means engaging both thighs, making sure that knee is over. And then on your inhale, we'll engage the core and lift. So we had a great question. We practiced this the other day in our strengthening class. We brought the fingertips behind our head. We sat up, we're tall, the elbows are back, and we took an inhale to grow tall, right? Stacking our joints. And when we exhaled, we twisted to the left, and there was an option to tap the right elbow to the left knee. And then we inhaled and we lifted and we came back to center. So here we can all come off of our legs if we want, take a rest. So in this pose, in this sequence, there's a question about how to stop the shaking. Well, I say invite the shaking because the shaking means you're doing the work and you're accomplishing strengthening of the muscles, right? That's what's happening. The muscles are like, whoa, the fibers are like, yeah. So that's what's happening. So breathe through it, keep the core engaged, keep the stabilization in the inner thighs and shake through it, right? That's a part of strength building. The only time I would say stop is if you're feeling anything that hurts, right? So shaking, I invite shaking. We twist, we tap, we lift, we center. So this is an awesome workout for the center of our gravity, for our inner thighs. It really makes us work hard, right? Because when we twist, my knee can come out, right? I have to be mindful to keep that knee tracking the second toe. I have to find a focal point, right? I have to be so focused, using my gaze to come over, and then I have to readjust my mind and lower and tap. When I tap, I'm not just dumping down like this. My elbows stay out wide, and I'm tapping. Torso twist. It's a core workout here. And then I lift, which is a lot of balance. And then I come back to center. Okay, does that help? Let's come off of the knees, shake it out. We'll do the other side, a few twists there to make us even. But I'm so glad you asked that question. Thank you, Babette. Thank you. Shake it out, wave your feet. Let's come into Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose. Move the fleshy parts away from your sits bones, grow tall, hold your ankles, and just butterfly it out. Always feels so good after lunges. Yeah, we did that in our strengthen and stretch with slow flow class earlier this week. Yeah. We have another one of those classes coming up too. Hope you can join later today. Okay, pause and stillness, squeeze those knees in, give them a hug, and then come back up into our tabletop. We will lift that right knee and then bring that right foot between the legs, however you can get it there, right? If you need to grab onto your calf and give it a little pull up, that's fine. Once you're there, have your blocks or books, whatever you can, and make the adjustment. As you look great, everybody looks great. And then push the right hip back and shift the left hip forward. Can you feel, like if you play around with the hips here, you can feel when they're uneven. It's kind of like, you know what it is? I'm gonna just be honest. For years, when I started practicing and they were like, level out your hips, I didn't know what they were saying, right? I didn't have that kind of body awareness. So we're just kind of getting to know the body, right? So kind of wiggle it around. You can take a hand and put it on your tailbone. That super helps. If that right hip is jetting forward, you can really feel that, right? Just all these ways to get to know and connect to your body parts. So from here, we will scissor the inner thighs. We will engage the core and inhale, rise. Check that right knee. Where is it at? Bring the fingertips to the back of your head. Babette, you said you were feeling lazy today, but then you asked for this, so I'm sorry. Take a deep inhale, grow tall. And we exhale, we twist to the right. Pause here. Feel that elongation in the left side of the body. We're still very long. From here, we keep the arms out and we slowly lower down. Belly comes in, we tap, and then we inhale, we lift, that right elbow stays out, and then we come back to center. See when we break it down, how much more intense it is, right? So we grow tall on that inhale. We exhale, we twist, feel the left side body. Exhale, begin to slowly lower the left elbow as the right elbow rises. You tap that right knee and you inhale, lift, and come back to center. One more time, because 3 is a charm. Exhale, twist. Slowly lower and tap. Inhale, lift, and come back to center. Come down here. Stretch out that left hip flexor. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw that right knee back. Come into child's pose, sway side to side, giving those hips a nice stretch. Pause in stillness. Bring the arms overhead if they're not already, and then slowly press the palms into the hands and walk your hands back to your knees and sit up carefully. Okay. We will do another round of lunges, high lunges, to kind of work through that. It's the same thing, but when we're coming up, it's, you know, it adds a little bit more of a challenge with gravity and all. But does anybody have any questions about the sequence we just did? Did everybody build a little heat from that? I built a little heat from that. All right, so from here, we'll just come into a standing pose. We'll come into our mountain pose with our feet hip distance. So you pivot onto the ball of one foot, shoot that heel into the arch of the other. That's hip distance. We stack our joints, the knees over the ankles, the hips over the knees. We engage the core. We grow tall, rolling the shoulders back and down, bringing the neck in line with the spine. This is mountain pose. The palms are forward, externally, gently externally rotating our shoulders. So from here, We'll inhale the arms up and overhead. We'll exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up and overhead. This time, we'll bring the arms out so the elbows are out level with the shoulders, and we give ourselves a gentle back bend. And then we inhale up. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, goalpost, gentle back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. So from here, we will ground into our right foot and we step. I'm going to do it here so you can see me. So here are some tips when we're stepping back into a lunge or anything. Sorry. I'm trying to, my head's cut off. Okay, hold on. So you step back from the hip, right? So often you can kind of bring your leg, cross it over, right? Or this is also something very common. We come out wide, and that's just not supportive of our joints, right? Everything we do in this class, we support our joints, right? To be healthy and strong. And doing misalignment over time, not at first maybe, but over time can cause irritation, pain, and potential injury. So we want to make sure that when we step back, you lift the left foot and you step straight back from the hip. Yeah. And then here, adjust the hips, right hip back, left hip forward. Right knee tracking that second toe, either behind or over that ankle. Bring the arms up and overhead. So also in class, for the strengthen and stretch with our slow flow, we had an opportunity to bring the fingers behind the head and inhale to lift and come back up. So find your focal point, keep the elbows out, inhale, twist. Now listen, twisting to the right, that you're getting the benefits of this pose. It is an option to continue the exhale, bringing the left elbow to the right knee and inhale it up and center. One more time, exhale, twist. You can pause here. You're getting the benefits, right? This left side body is getting this awesome stretch. You're getting that twist in the torso. Your core is engaged right here. So staying here is totally great. I'm giving the option to lower the left elbow. When you do, the right elbow stays lifted, and then you inhale, lift, and come back to center. Take it, inhale. Exhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Whew. And then bring that left foot to meet the right. Shake it out. Okay, does anyone have any questions about that? In all my class, yes, Susan.
When you step back, is your heel down or is it raised?
So in our lunges, in our crescent pose, the heel is always lifted.
Okay.
It's only in warrior sequences or triangles that the heel is down. Great.
Okay.
Great question. Anyone else have any questions about that? Because we have the other side. Who's excited about the other side? All right. So prayer hands at heart center. Let's actually move through that upper body sequence. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead. Let's exhale, goal pose, gentle back bend. Inhale it up. Exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, goal pose, gentle back bend. And inhale, rest. And exhale, prayer hands to heart center. Susan, that was a great question. Okay, so from here, I want you to feel your hip distance. Everybody knows, lift it, bring it in. Such a great little tip I learned years ago. So we ground into the left leg, the left foot grounds into the earth. and we mindfully step the right back and the right heel is lifted. We shift. You can put your hands on your hips actually. So when you go back and like when you step back, your right hip, my right hip is often back. That's why I always say, shift, bring that right hip forward and the left hip back. Feel how much more level they are now, right? Check your knee situation. Bring the hands behind. So listen, even being here, this is a challenge, right? Because your arms are behind, your fingers are behind, and those elbows are out, which changes our center of gravity. Can you feel the right hip flexor getting a stretch? So from here, we inhale, we grow tall. We exhale, twist to the left. Option to stay here. Option to lower slowly the right elbow down towards the left knee. It doesn't have to touch. The left elbow stays out. We inhale, lift, and we come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Continue the exhale, tap the right elbow to the left knee or towards it. Inhale, lift, come back to center. Great job, Madge. Exhale, twist. Option to tap. Inhale, lift, and center. Awesome job. Bring the arms up and overhead. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Let's exhale, bring the hands to the waist. Ground here. We're going to push off the right foot and bring it to the left. Take an inhale, exhale, meet here. Shake it out. Okay, does anyone have any questions about that? All right, we're going to carefully come onto our backs, move through a spinal twist sequence. Spinal twists, oh, they're so good for us. So come onto your backs. Spinal twists, they give our, I say this a lot, but they literally give our internal organs like a wringing out, like a massage. So we are only as healthy as our internal organs are, right? If there's something off with our organs, we don't feel so hot. So these poses that we do, it's from inside out, right? We are working from the inside out. When we say mind, body, soul connection, body is the whole body, inside and out. So we will come onto our backs. We will hug those knees in. We will rock side to side. We will pause in stillness, squeezing those knees in and then placing the soles of the feet on the mat. We will come into windshield wipers again, and then we will hold the windshield wiper twist. So walk the feet out mat distance and tuck your shoulder blades and tuck your chin. And make sure the small of your back is connected. Your hands are out to a T, palms are facing up. So right here, before we do anything, on your inhale, I want you to feel that core engagement, like the navel's reaching in towards the spine, and feel your inner thighs engaged. And then exhale, slowly with control, lower the knees to the right. They do not have to go all the way down. Inhale, engage, and slowly lift them back to center. And then exhale, lower them to the left. We will add on here. Inhale, come to center. This time we exhale, lower the knees slowly to the right, slowly bring the gaze to the left. So we're getting a nice cervical spine twist here. We inhale, slowly bring the knees and the gaze back to center. And we exhale, slowly lower the knees to the left and bring the gaze to the right. Inhale, slowly lift the knees and the gaze. And this time, when we exhale, we lower the knees to the right. We bring our gaze to the left and we pause. So here are all the options. Energetically, you can push that left glute towards the left heel to get create more of an energetic side stretch in the left body. Option to take the left arm and bring it overhead with the palm facing up to take that lengthening to another level. Close your eyes and breathe deeply here into this torso twist. You can come back to the Ujjayi breath. You can count. Whatever you need to do to keep the breath slow and deep. Staying just as you are, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Slowly bring that left arm out to a T. Inhale, engage the core, the inner thighs. Gently, slowly draw those knees back to center, the head back in, and hug the knees in for a moment. We do that between twists to give your spine a moment to just align, readjust. Let the energy disperse. Press those knees in stillness, and then slowly draw the feet back down to the mat. Walk them out, hip distance, mat distance. Bring the arms out to a T. Tuck your shoulders, tuck your chin, and make sure the small of your back is connected. Inhale, engage those inner thighs. Exhale, slowly lower the knees to the left, gaze to the right. Energetically push the right hip towards the heel. Option to extend that right arm overhead with the palm facing up. And close your eyes and breathe deeply here. Staying just as you are, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, bring the arm out to a T if you brought it overhead. Inhale, engage the core, the inner thighs, bring them both, bring your gaze and your knees back to center and hug those knees in and breathe here, just squeezing those knees in. Take a deep inhale through the nose, draw your forehead up to the knees, squeeze into the tiniest little ball, and then exhale, fall into your Shavasana. So where do you want to be after this practice? Do you want your knees bent? Do you want them long? Have the arms out wide with the palms facing up. Press the small of the back into the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades, tuck your chin. Take a deep inhale through the nose, release the shoulders. Release the facial muscles, soften the brow line, and release that lower jaw. Every inhale, the body gets heavier into the mat and just let go into your Shavasana. Staying just as you are, begin to deepen the breath in the body. Twirl your ankles and your wrists and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice big body stretch. And carefully draw the knees into the chest, squeezing them in, feeling that counter pose in the back of your in the spine, and then slowly roll over to the most comfortable side, curled up into a tiny ball. Breathing deeply, place the palm on the mat, slowly bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position, prayer hands at heart center, slight bow of the forehead in reverence to your practice. Thanking yourself on this beautiful, thankful Thursday for coming to your mats for this class, because this class is about empowering you with knowledge for your practice to keep your body safe, to practice with confidence, to feel empowered on the mat, so that when you're off the mat, all of that translates to your life, on and off the mat. To seal our practice together today, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. The divine light within you truly bows and honors to the divine light within you. Namaste. All right, my friends, you are welcome to unmute yourself so we can have a communal namaste.
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 Michelle, I have to say your picture in your box is so adorable. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Any comments?
Christina, when
Yes.
in that last twist, when you're actually in the twist, your back comes up, right? Your small of your back.
Yes, right. The one side that you're twisting. The shoulders stay on the mat, but you lift the hip so the back, the side of the back comes off. How did that feel for you?
Wonderful. I'm like, am I supposed to keep my back down? Because I don't twist very far. If my back is small, my back is staying down. So, okay.
So it just will happen because the knee kind of crosses over, the glute lifts, and the back comes off. Yeah. Great question. Anyone else?
Christina, I think my problem is that my core is just not strong and I need to build it. I don't know what I can do to build it up. I mean, because my balance, even when I'm standing, sometimes is off. So I'm thinking that's my major for even doing the lunges and everything is my core.
Lunges are a great barometer for our core strength. They just, there's no room for error. You know where your core is at when you're in a lunge, even when the back knee is down. It's still, right? Your center of gravity. But you have a focal point, right? 6 feet in front of you, a drishti. You focus on that. You keep those inner thighs engaged. You keep the navel engaged. You shrink the waist. So we talk about this in every single mountain pose, everything we do. We draw the waist in like we have a corset on, right? We keep that core engagement. We have to be mindful, right, of our core engagement, of our inner thighs. And over time, consistently practicing, you will notice the improvement because you can't help it. Those poses, when you're focused and engaged, it just builds strength automatically. Yeah.
The lunge is still very challenging for my balance. And what I do is I keep a chair back close enough that I can touch it whenever I need to feel like I'm not going to fall. And I use that.
Thank you. Holding on to the wall, holding on to a piece of furniture, you're still getting the benefits. It's not like you're cheating. You're just keeping yourself safe, right? So hold on to something. Thank you, Susan, for bringing that up. Thank you. Yes. Holding on to something is a total option until you feel stable enough not to. And some days, even if some days I have to hold on to the wall to kind of like get my center of gravity and ground, right? Depending on if I slept well, depending on if I'm hydrated enough, depending on my diet for the last day or two. All of those things come into play. Thank you, Liz. All of those things are a part of the equation of our practice. Yes, thank you for saying that. I will share my screen. So fun. Whoopsie. Please share your experience with Liz at Get Set Up or on social media. Here are other classes related to this, and here are some of my next classes. Today, I'm teaching one more class later in the day. Tomorrow, I teach a class. Sunday, I teach stress and de-stress yoga on Sundays. Such a lovely way to start the week. But I teach 12 different classes a week, 7 different forms of yoga. So check it out. I love Get Set Up's format. They schedule it out. Our schedule, you can schedule up to 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. So you can commit each week. What do you want to do for your health and wellness? What classes do you think will benefit you? And then you register for those classes and then you're committed, right? So I love that. I love that platform. I love that opportunity. After this class, you receive notes, you receive other classes that you might be interested in, and an opportunity to give feedback. Thank you to everyone who has taken their time to give me feedback. Thank you. And if you haven't yet, and I would really appreciate it because it helps me be the best guide for you. So thank you for giving feedback if and when you can. Invite your friends and family to this amazing platform. Over 500 classes a week are offered in all different genres. You can invite your friends on a calendar on the desktop. You can register for a class, copy the link, email it to them, and you can also connect with them on your mobile device. Whoops. help@getsetup.io. Yeah. Is your email. If there's an interest group you would like to host, if there's a class that isn't on the schedule that you would like to see, if for some reason you don't receive a recording of this class, and if there is an organization that you believe aligns with the Get Set Up mission of improving and enhancing the lives of older adults, let us know. We want to connect with them so we can keep growing our partnership and growing so we can keep giving you everything you want and deserve from this platform. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? I acknowledge you coming to these classes, learning about your body, right? That's really what we're doing. To feel your hip being aligned, that's a big deal. People don't live their whole lives not having any sense of their bodies, right? How many times have we had a huge black and blue on our body and we didn't even know where it came from? How? I don't know, because we're disconnected from our bodies. Yeah. So this practice helps us be more mindful on the mats and off the mats. And the more mindful we are, the more fulfilled we are living, the more content, because we're really savoring and experiencing each moment, right? We're not just plowing through life. We're actually experiencing it. So that's what I want for each and every one of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste, my friends. Thank
you.
And nobody be hard on themselves, right? This is a practice. They call it a practice for a reason. We're just practicing. We have to practice mindfulness. Somehow, when we came into this human form, mindfulness was just a chat, like here, and then you're going to have to be mindful with this human form. Good luck with that. That's what I always think. The universe is like, look at those humans. So enjoy the process and enjoy the practice and enjoy the moments where you're mindful, right? And you keep practicing it, and then it'll just happen more organically throughout your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste. Hopefully I'll see you all soon. Thank you.